All right, guys. So we're on week 2. And I guess I've been putting this off because I don't really know what to update you on, or honestly myself, because this is mainly for me, but I figured I would post these on my channel so you guys could see how my journey is through every step of the way, because I thought it'd be cool that if when the channel pops off, you know, the viewers can look at these logs and see what was going through my mind week to week. Um, so yeah, I guess we'll just start the same way we started last week. And this series of videos is supposed to be every Sunday. However, I just didn't really have the time to sit down and actually do one of these. So I apologize for that. I'm going to try and stay more true to my word with that type of thing. Mindset and mental growth. To be honest, like, there's not too much of a difference from last week. Like, the one thing I can update you guys on is that my perception of things is very different. It's been very challenging, I'm not going to lie. Like, I feel deterred in some ways sometimes, like if I'm actually doing anything productive, like if this channel is even gonna turn out the way that I want it to. Something I've noticed, just, and maybe this just comes from the mindset shift that I've had, is that I have more genuine interactions with people. Like, I actually talk about stuff that I care about and not just make mundane small talk. Like, I actually kind of feel proud to be myself, which is crazy because that was something I struggled with for a very long time. There are a lot of things that I do now in terms of my habits and my discipline that I would have already given up on or fully burnt out. And I just haven't. You know, I do feel exhausted. There are some days where I do just want to fucking stop and rest, but I'm realizing that, what's going to differentiate. I still can't speak, motherfuckers. The one thing that is going to set me apart from the 99% is the fact that I just don't give up. And I keep putting that in the forefront of my mind day in and day out. Right? Like, I have to practice what I preach, because this is what my whole channel is. Right? And I do these so you guys can understand that I don't put myself on this self-improvement pedestal, that I'm flawed too, and I'm still struggling. But the whole point is just not giving up, right? So I guess you can say I have been continually fortified. Physical progress. I mean, again, like, there hasn't been a crazy change other than, like, I've started to notice that, like, my forearms, like, right here, are bulging out. I have slightly more definition on my shoulders and a little bit on my bicep. My back doesn't really look too different, in my honest opinion. And honestly, like, I don't really feel like any of it is picture worthy, so I'm not really going to share. Like, I will make a video of my physique transformation. I'm going to take a photo like once a month so you can see, like, the difference, like, month to month. But beyond that, nothing's really different. Like, I'm just, like, gaining more strength, doing more reps, doing more sets, doing more weight, doing the whole progressive overload thing. The food is a challenge. eating that much fucking food, like, oh my god, man, it is difficult. I'm eating like 3,300. Yeah, like I'm eating like 3,000 to 3,500 calories per day. I'm still not really making macros because it's just counting macros. Sorry, not making macros. Because it's just a pain in the ass to me. But in the last weekly recap, I said I was going to count my macros in about like 3 weeks. So, week 3 is coming up. So maybe after that, I'll start counting my macros and see where I'm at. I'm pretty sure I'm fine. Like, I'm not overeating fats. I'm not overeating sugars. I'm not, I feel great for the most part. My sleep has still been something to be adjusted. I am taking like 2-hour naps here and there, and it's fucking with my sleep because I just feel so exhausted most days. Been pretty difficult to like stay motivated because of that, but hopefully this coming week I can fix that up a little bit, and maybe tomorrow I'm just gonna dump a whole bunch of caffeine in my systems, make sure I stay awake until 10. Content and YouTube progress. It's hard to accept that what I'm only looking for is just steady growth. Because I think I have that like spur brain mentality of becoming an overnight success, like always putting up a YouTube video and pretending like it's a slot machine and that every single one has a chance to explode when they don't. Like, they're not very good. That is the reality of doing something like YouTube. You have to admit that, like, also I forget that if I bang my table, it shakes my monitor, so I'm going to stop doing that. I have to admit the fact that I'm developing skills right now. I'm not going to succeed anytime soon. I have to commit that this is going to take like a decade. If it takes 10 years, it takes 10 years. Like, if I have to work shitty jobs for 10 years in order to become a success, I'm not going to regret it. Like, I'm happy to do this like every single day. I'm always learning something. I'm always trying to spit my wisdom. I think it's a worthwhile endeavor. Like, anytime I consume content, I also consume it very like intentionally and meaningfully. Like, I do scroll sometimes here and there, but I try and stop myself if I notice that I'm just, looking for dopamine and not trying to educate myself. Skill development. I mean, I think I've gotten at least like 5% better at speaking in front of the camera. I still have to adjust like the tone of my voice and get rid of filler words because I still have to edit quite a bit of filler words out. But for the most part, like it's been a decent improvement. Habits and discipline. This one, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, like I've struggled with it for the past week. Right? Like, I found it pretty hard to just do the things that you're supposed to do without feeling like doing them, which is what I preach all the time. And again, like I mentioned this in the mindset segment of the video, that I'm like you, I struggle with this shit as well. But it's just about understanding that the difference between the winners and losers in life is one side quit and the other didn't, and the amount of people who quit, it like far outnumbers the amount of people who didn't. So it's important to just validate yourself constantly to the point of like delusion. I think I imposed something on myself that I don't actually recommend most people do when they're trying to develop habits and discipline. And that's that I threw a lot at myself all at once. But that's simply because that I'm constantly reminded that I don't have time. Most people don't have time. Like, I'm 25 years old. I have to get to where I need to be as soon as possible. Even if that takes a really long time, I still need to do all the things that will get me there as soon as I can. Because I've already wasted so much time. You know, and in the past, I have had a track record of I have been able to develop discipline over the course of weeks to months. So I'm not starting from nothing, right? Like, I do have some lost discipline gains that have been re-implemented that took like a 2-year hiatus, I guess. But they're still there. It's kind of like your muscles. Like, it's probably why I had so many good gains in the gym, was because like I wasn't completely, I didn't completely lose all my gains. Like, I got them back as soon as I started retraining again. And I think your mind and discipline works like that too. Even if you stop something for a while and you get back on it, it'll take you a while to get where you were before, but it'll take not as much time as it initially did. And I guess to close this off as the weekly reflection, I do have a journal entry I'll share with you guys. So this was actually something that I wrote a week ago from today. So this was last week, Monday. And I'll read the whole bit. I said, I could have done a bit more today. I wanted to go to the gym, but I was sore as hell. I really can't risk an injury. YouTube is still going slow, but watch time is slowly going up, which is good. Even though I slept a bunch, I still had a productive day. I'm finding it hard to center my thoughts. I took a nice long walk in the creek and just looked at the water flowing. It reminded me to just relax and give gratitude to the present. Everything I'm doing is bringing me closer to my goals. In this moment of serenity, I realize what it will take. I'm willing to travel that road. So, I just have to listen to my own advice, pretty much. Anything worth doing is going to take much longer than you think it is. Like, you are not going to feel the satisfaction of going to the gym within the first couple of weeks. You'll feel like, the chemicals in your body releasing endorphins and all this type of shit, and it'll make you feel good in a general sense, but like in terms of the accomplishment you get from going to the gym, you won't see it. You won't have the benefit of your frame being changed after a month of going to the gym. You won't have the benefit of succeeding in YouTube after like 1 week of conscientious effort. It's just not going to happen. And this applies to like literally everything. Yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Stay tuned throughout the week. And if there are any of you that are actually watching these in their entirety, thank you for watching. Yeah, I'll check in with you next week. Peace.